All right. First off, we like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, and we do so in the name of Yahweh Shah, that's the Heavenly Father, in his name of his only begotten Son, which is our King Christ, right? We back for another Shabbat. All praises for that. The name of the lesson today is stress, but don't worry, right? So the beautiful lesson. The lesson is about, so we're in a stressful situation, right? So we in a stressful situation. Stress is inevitable, but we don't need to worry, right? Because worrying goes into a forbidden territory for us as Israelites. So all of us are Israelites. All of us gonna worry. I mean, Salakia, all of us gonna be stressed out. But we need to learn how to deal with that stress, right? And the stress is only gonna get more stressful as time goes on because we finna enter into a time where we're gonna be targeted, right? So the stress only gonna be getting worse, right? So what this lesson is about is not saying like if you listen to this lesson or these precepts that you ain't gonna have no stress. No, the reason for this lesson is to show you to how to deal with stress. So when you do encounter the stress or the stress gets more uh intense, right? You know how to deal with it, right? So the first verse we go into in this lesson, keep in mind it's stress, but don't worry, right? Go to Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 48, and it reads, "Therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he has destroyed thee." So if you're an Israelite, you're in captivity, you're in subjugation to another nation, right? That is a stressful situation. That is stress, right? We see our people get killed in the street, right? We see our people in poverty. We see our people downtrodden, right? We see our people that's a stressful situation. Every time another headline comes out about our people being mistreated in its captivity, that is a stressful situation, right? Captivity itself, all the Israelites in captivity itself is a stressful situation, right? So us being Israelites and just in captivity is a stressful situation, right? Give me Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. So us being in a land that is not ours, right? Not having rights, not having dominion, not having our own land, that is a stressful situation, right? This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Right? So not only are we in captivity, we got this thing approaching. We don't know when it's coming, but we know it's coming. And it's called Jacob's trouble, right? That is stress for Israel. And let's get it clear. Salaki about the noise. Let's get this clear. There's no more stressed out people on the face of this earth than the Israelites. We're the most stressed people on this planet, right? But again, we don't need that stress to turn into you worrying, because that starts off a chain of events that's bad and detrimental to the Israelites. But the Most High gave us steps into how we should deal with this stress, right? Because we don't want to go off, right? But again, this third Jeremiah 30 and 7, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but thou shalt be saved out of it." So there's a stressful time coming up that's going to be stressful to all the Israelites in Babylon, and it's called Jacob's trouble, right? When that time comes, you're going to be in a stressful situation, a direly stressful situation, right? And you're going to need to know how to handle it, right? Okay, so we got us in captivity, stressful situation. We got Jacob's trouble approaching. And as I said, the stress is only going to get more and more intense. The meter is just going to go up more and more. So what you would need to learn how to do is do what the Bible says, what you ought to do in those situations, right? So let me get the next verse. Give me 2nd Ezra 16 and 70. Actually, give me 16 and 1 first. So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 1. And it says, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up thyself with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. Right? Now give me verse 70. No, 70, 70. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 70. And it says, for there shall be in every place, right? And in the next cities, a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, right? So these are talking about the Israelites that fear the Lord, Yahweh. And there's going to be a great insurrection upon us, right? We just read about Jacob's trouble. We firstly read about our captivity. So we're in the land of our captivity. And then this event is going to happen called Jacob trouble. Very stressful stressful situation. Then a great insurrection is going to happen. Let's look up this word insurrection. Let's go to Google and look up this word insurrection. It's Slovakia. Insurrection at the INSURR right there. Insurrection. Insurrection is a violent uprising against the authority or government, right? Our authority and government is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You can go back to the scripture, right? Our it says one in the background. You ain't got nobody waiting to get in, do you? If no, let's get back to the lesson. Yeah, if it ain't nobody in the back, let's get back to the lesson. Okay, so now we got the captivity, we got the time of Jacob's trouble. Then we got this insurrection that's happening against us and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, right? So we got these stressful situations, as I said. Now you got stressful situations such as, you ain't got enough money for your bills, right? Or your lights get cut off, or you having car trouble, you can't get to work, or whatever case may be. These are stressful situations, you know what I'm saying? Uh grandma might be in the hospital, right? These are stressful situations, right? So the Bible gives you a blueprint on how to how would I say, the Bible gives you a blueprint on how to righteously deal with this stress, right? Give me Psalms 55 and 22. Psalms chapter 55, verse 22. The Bible gives us basically a game plan and a roadmap for us to deal with this stress righteously. Because if you don't, there's you can go, we're not going to touch on it in this lesson, but if you go to 1 Samuel chapter 13, I believe verse 5 through 14, you can read about Saul, right? He was worrying. He let his worry get him to go against the commandments of the Most High, and he ended up losing his kingdom and his life, right? So these, and I'm going to give a couple more examples, biblical examples of what that worrying can do. So with this Psalms 55, I'm going to start at read verse 22, and it says, "Cast thy burdens upon the Lord Yahweh, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteousness to be moved." So this is what you're supposed to do in those stressful times. In those stressful times, you don't supposed to let fear come upon you, right? The Bible says he has not given us the spirit of fear, right? Actually, let me get that real quick. You're not supposed to let, I'll get that next. But you're supposed to cast your worries and cast all that on the Most High. Let me read the verse one more time. "Cast your burdens upon the Lord Yahweh, and he shall sustain thee, and he shall never suffer the righteous to be moved." Right? So he gonna sustain you, and he gonna make sure you ain't gonna never be moved. And when it's mean moved, it means basically your spirit ain't gonna be shooken. You dig what I'm saying? Because we gotta stand boldly for what we believe. And while we standing boldly for what we believe, when those times come that something may or may not happen that you think is gonna happen, you have to have in your spirit that, hey, I gotta just put it on the Most High. Shabbat Shalom, Auntie. So you gotta put that, have that. So the name of the lesson is stress, but don't worry. Right now, I'm gonna, matter of fact, since we still at the beginning, let's go back real quick. Give me Deuteronomy 28:48. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48. Right. So the point of the lesson is stress, but don't worry. So with you stressing, we in captivity. We got Jacob's trouble coming. So the lesson ain't about this lesson gonna help you not have stress. That's not the thing. But the point of the lesson is, when the stress comes, the Bible tells you a righteous way to deal with the stress, because if not, and you go into this thing we call worrying, which leads to fear, you can go off, right? And the Most High gives you a point blank, a pinpoint and a roadmap to deal with the stress righteously, right? So there's Deuteronomy 28 and 48, and it says, "Therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies, in which the Lord Yahweh shall send thee against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he has destroyed thee." Right? So we're in captivity. That is a stressful situation. So let's get this clear again. Israel is the most stressed nation on this planet. There's not a race of people, a nation of people that is more stressed than the Israelites, right? So we're stressed out. We are stressed, right? But there's a way to deal with that stress, right? Give me Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. This is Jeremiah 30 and 7. And it says, "For at last, for that day is great, so that is none is like it. And it is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." So not only are Israelites in captivity, we got this thing approaching called Jacob's trouble. So yeah, it's not like stress just gonna go away. No, it's gonna get even worse or more intense, right? So we got this thing coming up called Jacob's trouble. That's a stressful situation, but the Most High gives you roadmap on how to deal with this. So we got captivity. That's a stressful situation. Israelites stressed out. We got Jacob's trouble coming. If you know about that and you're thinking about it, right, you're gonna worry about it, right? But you don't need to worry. It's a way you deal with this. But make a long story short, you got captivity, you got Jacob's trouble. Give me 2nd Ezra 16 to 70. You can have, like I said, grandma could be in the hospital, right? Your lights can be out. These are stressful situations. It's a stress that comes upon us, right? 2nd Ezra 16, verse 70. "And for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord Yahweh." So not only are we in captivity and we got Jacob's trouble coming, this insurrection, right? For there shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So us that believes in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, we're going to have an insurrection coming towards us, right? Go to Google and look up the word insurrection. Oh, it's right there. Insurrection, a violent uprising against an authority or government. And our authority and government is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So there's going to be an erection against the people that fear the Lord, which is us, right? So boom, go back to the scriptures. So we got the captivity, Jacob's trouble. We got an insurrection, right? So we got these stressful situations. All Israelites are stressed out, right? So now how do we deal with it? How does the Bible tell us to deal with these stressful situations? Because if you go and do what Saul did in 1 Samuel chapter 13, Saul went and his worry made him go off and break the commandments of the Lord, right? And he lost his kingdom and his life, right? So we got to learn how to do this according to what the Most High told us to do, right? Give me Psalms 55 and 22. Psalms 55 and 22. Because if you're going to worrying, right, then now you're going to start, well, we finna get into it. This Psalms 55 and 22. It says, cast thy burdens upon the Lord Yahweh, and he shall sustain thee. And he shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. So if you put your trust and cast your burdens upon the Lord Yahweh, he said he gonna sustain you and you ain't gonna be moved, right? So that's how you deal with the stress. You don't stress and you don't sit here and go through every scenario and then, you know what I'm saying, now you're not happy. Now you probably call somebody else to go off because, hey, that's how that person dealt with the situation. I think that's how I'm gonna deal with the situation, right? No, the Bible tells you to cast your burdens upon the Most High Yahweh, right? Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13. It says, and there has no temptation taken you, but such that is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that you be able to bear it, right? So whatever the Most High put on your plate, you're gonna be able to bear it. Don't think that you can't get through this situation, right? Whatever the Most High put in front of you is common. So this ain't the first time it happened in the history of people, right? So in the history of people, this ain't the first time it happened. Most likely it ain't gonna be the last time, right? If the Most High gave it to you, you can deal with it. Give me 1 Peter's 5 and 6. Linking this all up. 1 Peter's chapter 5 and verse 6. And it reads, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. Because you got to understand, when you humble yourself, you got to understand whatever you're going through, the Most High puts you there, right? With his mighty hand, like as verse 6 say, with his mighty hand, he put you there. You dig what I'm saying? So you got to have trust that he put you there for a reason. You can't start questioning, because that's when the trouble comes. With that worrying comes questioning, right? And that's going to be one of the first examples I give here after one more verse of that worrying turning into sin. You dig what I'm saying? So this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to put your worries on the Most High and humble yourself. Whatever you're going through, he put you there. And he put you, he don't make a mistake. So he put you there for a reason. It just said in due time. Go back to the last verse. Was that the last verse? I'm just going to paraphrase. Oh, Salaki, it's verse 6. Humble thyself, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time. Whatever he put you through, he gonna put you through for a reason. And when your time has come, he gonna let you shine like you're supposed to, or let you pull through like you were supposed to, but you gotta go through it for a reason. And when you're going through it, it's a way you get through it. You can't just get through it like I've been getting through it, like I got through it when I was 21. You can't do that. You dig what I'm saying? It's a roadmap that the Most High gave us. And that roadmap includes and entails that you cast your burdens and your cares, or cast all your cares upon the Most High. You dig what I'm saying? And put your trust only in Him, right? So verse 7 again, cast all your cares upon Him, for He careth for you. Give me Isaiah 26:3. Book of Isaiah, chapter 26 and verse 3. It says, and thou wilt keep him a perfect peace. Okay, I don't think this is this. Okay, let me look it up. You know what? Let's not, no. I might have wrote it down wrong. So let's get to the example. Let me get to my first example. Say that again. Verse 4. Oh, okay. Salakia. Thank you. Trust ye in the Lord Yahweh forever, for in the Lord Yahweh is everlasting strength, right? So the Bible keeps telling you over and over again to cast your cares upon the Most High. Cast your burden upon the Most High. You pray to the Most High and you give it up to Him, right? Put your trust in the Most High. You got to trust that He gonna bring you through it. That's called what? Anybody can come off mute and say it. It's called what? Start with an F. Faith. Faith. It's called faith, right? You got to have that faith in the Most High. You dig what I'm saying? If you don't have that faith in the Most High, now you're going off. Now you're starting to doubt the Most High, right? And what verse is that? What verse is that? I know I got it. I better have it. Hold on. Give me Salaki. Give me 1 second. For it is. Give me Hebrews 11:6. And this is why it's so important, because if you start worrying, you're going to doubt, you're going to start questioning the Most High, right? Then this happens. It's Hebrews 11:6. But without faith, it is impossible to please Him. It's impossible to please the Most High without faith, right? Let me read the whole verse, though. For without faith, it is impossible to please Him. For he that cometh to Yahweh must believe that He is, and that He is a rewarder for them that diligently seek Him. You got to put your trust in the Most High. You got to have that faith. You got to. Because according to Hebrews 6, but without faith, it is impossible to please Him. It's impossible to please the Most High without faith. Go back, because I had to get there real quick. Go back to actually, let's keep going. Let me give my first example. Go to Exodus 14:10. Now, I give Exodus 14:14 to a lot of people that's going through some stuff, but I'm finna explain the account with it, right? So Exodus 14:14 say, the Lord shall fight for you, and you shall hold your peace, right? I give that verse to a lot of people going through stuff, but we finna start in 10 this time, and we finna get some context on this, right? So this Exodus 14:10. Right? And to keep in mind, the name of the lesson is stress, but don't worry, right? So this Exodus 14:10. And it says, and when Pharaoh drew nigh, and the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were sore afraid, and the children of Israel cried out to the Lord. So this is us leaving Egypt, after the firstborns of everything was killed. Pharaoh like, get your people, go. So we did our little thing. We just had our Passover, grabbed our stuff. We on our way out. Well, Pharaoh got mad. He want to chase us. So that's what's happening, right? Pharaoh chasing us, and we finna go to the Red Sea right before the Most High opened it up through Moses, right? So that's the backdrop. That's what's happening here, right? Verse 11. And they said unto Moses, because there were no graves in Egypt, thou hast taken us away to die in the wilderness. Wherefore hast thou dealt with us? It says, wherefore hast thou dealt with us, dealt thus with us to carry us forth out of Egypt? Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? Now, I'm stopping it here in the middle of the verse. You got to understand, with your worrying, now you ain't even seeing they don't forgot about all the plagues that the Most High just gave the Egyptians. They talking about they want to go back into Egypt. They don't forgot about all the plagues and the miraculous works that the Most High done did. They see Pharaoh running after them. Oh man, you finna get us killed. You finna get us killed by the Pharaoh. You don't forget the power of the Most High, right? Finna start at the beginning of 12 again. Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? They want to serve the Egyptians. For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians, that we should die in the wilderness, right? You start worrying. You start thinking of all the bad stuff. You ain't got faith in the Most High. Right now, you done forgot the miraculous works that the Most High done did. You ain't got trust in them. It's better if we go back into bondage than to believe and put our trust in the Most High, right? Verse 13, and Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of Yahweh, which he will shew you today. For the Egyptians whom you have seen today, they shall see, and ye shall see them no more forever. For the Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. That's the first account. I'm gonna wrap it up right there. But the point is, through your worrying, you done lost trust in the Most High. Through your worrying, you ain't casting your burdens up on him. You rather let that burden trample you than put your trust in the Most High and all his miraculous works, right? Faith nowhere, in the dirt, piss poor, right? That's not the way to go, right? Give me Exodus chapter 17, verse 1. Okay, this is Exodus chapter 17, verse 1. And all the congregation of the children of Israel journeyed from the wilderness of Sin after the journeys, according to the commandment of Yahweh, and pitched in Rahamadim. And there was no water for the people to drink. Right now, a lot of times we read about these Israelites in the Bible and we be like, those some wicked niggas. But one of my teachers was like, hey, they was better than you, right? Because they ain't have no water. They in the desert, they ain't have no water, and they was murmuring. You know, we murmur when we ain't got distilled water, right? Or we got to drink Aquafina, Dasani, tap water. Now, given Esau poisoned all the water, right? So that's a real concern. That's a real thing in this earth. That's reality. But these people were in the desert and they had no water, right? So we got to understand the context of our ancestors, right? So there was no water, verse 2, for the people to drink. Verse 2, wherefore the people did chide with Moses. That word chide means to like strife, or you know what I'm saying? They getting at them. They you know. So the people did chide with Moses and said, give us water that we may drink. And Moses said to them, why do you chide with me? Therefore ye do tempt the Lord. And that's what you go into when you go into that worrying. You tempt the Lord. Are you saying that the Most High ain't gonna make a way for you? You know what I'm saying? You go 12 hours without drinking water. You know what I'm saying? Doubt start to creep in, right? That doubt leads to you to start questioning, is the Most High gonna do what he gonna do? Now you questioning the Most High. Now you questioning the Most High. All through your worrying, instead of putting all your cares and all your trust and casting your burdens up on the Most High, now you're questioning them. Now you're tempting the Lord. Verse 2 again, wherefore the people did chide with Moses and said, give us water that we may drink. And Moses said to them, why chide ye with me? For do ye tempt the Lord? And again, that's what you run the danger of doing when you let your stress turns into worrying, right? So when we start our stressing and being stressed out, the Bible tells us to do what? Have faith to cast our burdens on the Most High, cast our cares upon the Most High. Let Him fight for us, and we gonna hold our peace, right? That's what the Bible tells us to do. And doing that, we exercise our faith in the Most High, because we basically saying, hey, I have 100% confidence that the Most High gonna get me through this. However it go, whatever His will is, He gonna get me done through this, right? He gonna get her done, right? So that's what that faith and that putting out your cares upon the Most High entails. The opposite side of that is you sinning or leading into sinning. Then you an Israelite. Other people looking. If you handle this situation like that, what's stopping them? Right? So we got to think about all this. And we are stressed out, every one of us. We all grown. We in Babylon, we in hell, right? So we stressed out, but we got to deal with it so we can righteously please the Most High, right? Because without faith, it's impossible to please Him, right? Give me Numbers 13 and 26. Okay, this is Numbers chapter 13 and verse 26. No. Okay, I don't remember why I got this precept here. Amalek as well. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna read down. And it says, and they went and came to Moses and Aaron and to all the congregation of the children of Israel in the wilderness of Paran and Kadesh, and brought back the words unto them and all the congregation, showing them the fruit of the land. And they told him, and they told him, saying, we came into the land whether thou sentest us, and surely it flowed with milk and honey, and this is the fruit of it. Nevertheless, the people be strong that dwell in the land, and the cities are walled and very great. And moreover, we saw the children of Anak there, and the Amalekites dwelled in the land of the south, and the Hittites and the Jebusites and the Amorites dwelled in the mountains, and the Canaanites dwelled by sea and the coast of the Jordan, right? Because and to liken this to now, what if Jacob trouble hit? And we got he got a blockade set up over here, and the supermarkets are whatever the case may be, right? Because they like, oh yeah, the Most High said do this, but did you see all? No, it ain't no but. You dig what I'm saying? You got to put your trust in the Most High in every one of these situations. If Esau, right, put your trust in the Most High. You dig what I'm saying? It don't matter who. So these Israelites was like, hey, we see the land, because at this time, this is us going into the land, right? So you got well, you when we finna go into the land, but we got all these other nations there. We got the Canaanites, we got the Hittites, we got the Jebusites. But what did the Most High tell us to do to these people? He told us to kill them. And we looking like, oh, these people stronger than us, forgetting that the Most High with us, forgetting that we got the power with us, right? We the princes of the power. He is the power. We got the power with us. Yahweh is my power, right? So we got the power with. We done forgot all that, and all we see is how strong these people is, and now we start casting doubt. Now we don't trust. Got our full trust in the Most High, right? Just giving biblical examples. Give me Philippians, and I'm finna close it out. I need to read this one. I'm finna say it. Well, give me Philippians 4 and 6. Philippians 4 and 6. So you need that faith. You're gonna have to put your trust in the Most High. It's simple as that. It's simple as that. Philippians chapter 4 and verse 6, and it says, and be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer in supplication with thanksgiving, and let your requests be made known unto God. This is what you got to do. This verse is what you got to do. This verse is what you got to do. Be careful for nothing. That color means it's been explained. But in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, and let your requests be known unto the Most High. You give it up to the Most High, right? You give it up to the Most High. You thank him, whatever the situation it is. Even if it's a dire situation, you take it with joy. You count it as joy, right? And you give it up to the Most High. Put your trust in him. He gonna get you through it, right? That's what you got to do. Give me Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. And it's Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. And it says, and let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. It says, fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man, right? We don't fear man. Most High didn't give us the spirit of fear. We fear the Most High, and we keep his commandments. And his commandments is thus and so that we read today, right? So when you get stressed out, Israel, and stress is coming, even more stress, right? When you get stressed out, you don't get the worrying, don't get the putting every single scenario, bad scenario. No, you give it up. Put your trust in the Most High, right? That's what you do. And that's righteous. And that's what he told us to do, right? And the Most High ain't gonna forsake us, right? So with that, I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, and I do so in the name of Yahweh Shai, Kwam Yasharalo, and Barakatah to everybody.
Kwam Yashala.
Hit the I don't want to talk. It's still recording, right?
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yashala.
Yeah.